In a family, parents look forward to their children going from one stage to another. Sometimes life just happens. It could be in form of a disability or even death. Our program Life tells you about people's challenges and triumphs. Yes, people like you and me. My name is Chioma Okpara. Welcome. Francis Mayokunle Fumbote is the first in a family of 4. In his 26 years stay on this planet, he has only seen for 3 years. He recalls what he was told by his parents.
I slept, it was just in an afternoon. I slept and I woke up and just found myself this way.
He says his parents sought help amongst medical practitioners.
I actually went for 3 surgeries then. I can remember vividly. One of my doctors, his name then is Dr. Aromolate. Then I had 3 surgeries, which one of it was actually successful on the left eye. So when we decided to go for the other one, unfortunately we lost it all.
Curiosity will make one ask what the doctors call this problem.
To me, according to doctors, I don't know. I just say it's not just a natural thing. It's not just a natural thing, but it has happened. It has happened. Who else? Who am I to ask? If there's nobody to query, that why is this thing? Why is this thing this way?
So, at age 3, Francis could not see again. The family accepted their fate, but did not know what to do next. When he turned 5, a family friend talked to his parents about a school for the visually impaired.
Thank God for someone like the late Mrs. Inka Ajay, the late Mrs. Femi Inka Ajay, who actually introduced my parents to Pachali School. Just trying to tell my parents that yes, fine, he has this disability, but you can actually get the best out of him.
He spent 8 years in Pachali instead of the normal 6 years.
A year I was on admission for like over 6 months at the hospital then. Then I think the other year I had to learn some other things because they actually taught us, the laundry work aspect and some other things.
Okay, what kind of sickness was that kept you away for 1 year?
I had, was it scabies then, and some other things came up.
He says what he learned in primary school is what is helping him now.
In Pachali, we are taught how to have a laundry works. Not just the theoretical aspect now, the practical aspects. We are taught how to have a laundry works, and they actually trained us on how to work effectively. Concerning our mobility, because it's not at every point in time you'll always find someone to hold your hand to work here and there. And one good thing Pachali actually taught us, which I'm enjoying today, is that Pachali taught us how to be independent. Just be yourself. Not at every point in time you need to rely on anybody. From primary 4, you'll be taught how to make use of the typewriter, because when you go to the secondary school, the system in which the blind read and write is what we know as Braille. Then the system in which the sighted read and write is called print.
After passing out from Pachali, he sat for common entrance examination and came out in flying colors.
I finished as the 3rd best in my set then.
Secondary school beckoned. His choices were King's College Lagos and Federal Government College Kano. He settled for the latter even though his parents lived in Ogun State.
I merited the cutoff for King's College, but I believe God knows why I was actually posted to Federal Government College in Kano. I think it's something I enjoyed because I had a change of environment and I was able to learn my lesson, and it also enhanced my level of independence.
There were 6 special students in FGC Kano at that time.
I can remember the very first day I was at the administrative block talking with the principal, and I was introduced to the teacher in charge of special students there in Federal Government College, Mr. Madamidola. So Mr. Madamidola had to tell me the likely things to see.
Okay, to expect.
Yeah, to expect in Kano. You know, I don't understand Hausa. I think the only thing I understand in Hausa is Zo, which means come. He told me and said, yeah, it's a different setting. We have the Hausas there. I may be walking on the street and I begin to hear people calling Macau, Macau, Macau. Macau is an Hausa word which means like referring to a blind man, like calling a blind man, that I should not take it as an offense because that is their own life. They don't see it as anything. Okay. That same day, the evening, I was just with a friend, I got into the class, I was introduced into the class. And that same evening, I was just working, I began to hear Macau, Macau, and I just laughed.
He describes life in a secondary school boarding house as tough, fun, and rough.
I think the rougher part was actually much. There's one moment I would always remember. I was in SS1, and my hostel happened to be on the second floor. It's a 2-story building, and I was watching the announcer to pour the water downstairs from the corridor. Due to the fact that I could not see who was downstairs, mistakenly, I poured the water and it poured on someone. And the next thing I heard was, Kate Boruba, which means like, what was all this mess? Understand? And I was there with a friend who actually is a sighted person. So he saw the guy bending down and just told me, and the guy just walked away. That means my friend just moved to one side. The guy just told me I should move to my right-hand side a bit, which I did. Immediately I moved, I just felt like a breeze, like a wind just blew past my ear. And the next thing I heard was a big stone on the wall. So that means the guy picked up the big stone from the floor, tried to use it on me. Well, thank God for my friend which was around me then. His name is Dario. Because I can't imagine if I had not been informed about that. Imagine when the stone hit me and, that's a whole lot of wound on me.
He also tells us about the good times.
I happened to be part of the literary and debating society then. As in SS1, I had a debate that talked about the Nigerian child. Then, and I excelled well. I excelled, and I think that was one part of my fun moment. Then, I'm a music person. There was a program then in school. I had a music presentation, and everybody cheered at me, and I felt appreciated.
After spending 5 years in Kano, he requested for a transfer in order to be closer to his parents.
I got to Ajola Odutola College in Ijebu-Ode, where I was actually close to my parents, and I had to finish my final year.
It was a smooth transition from secondary school to the university. An adventure-loving Francis chose an environment where he had to start making friends all over again.
I've always said if I'll be having my first degree, but I don't wish to have it here in Nigeria. But even if I'll be in Nigeria, no other school than the school which I refer to as the University of First Choice and the nation's pride university, which is the University of Lagos.
He says he can write a book on his 4-year stay in the University of Lagos.
Unilag is a very cheap school. I tell people, but life on Unilag is very expensive because you need to pay for this, pay for food, do that. The first 2 weeks was like, what was all this? I felt isolated. But at a point in time, it dawned on me that